Now, Trump won big last night during the primaries in Florida, North Carolina, and Illinois. But it turns out he could have won even bigger in Illinois if it weren't for some of his supporters. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, apparently, the Illinois primary is actually somewhat different than other states' primaries. And I'm going to explain that to you in detail in a minute. But essentially, what this boils down to is that Trump supporters seem to have been unwilling to vote for delegates that had foreign-sounding names. That sounds ridiculous, right? Like, oh, but it's a Trump delegate. Wait, why are they actually voting for Donald Trump? Why are they voting for the delegate? Well, it turns out Illinois has a completely different primary system than many other states, and let me explain how it works. See, rather than voting for the candidates themselves, primary goers actually vote for a number of delegates who are pledged to a candidate in their congressional district. So, instead of casting a vote for Donald Trump, right, like you would in many states, like my home state of Michigan, I voted for Bernie Sanders, for example, on the Democratic side. Somebody here in Michigan who Trump, where Trump also won, would vote for Trump. In Illinois, instead, you would have to vote, and here's the example Mediaite gives. You would have to vote 3 times for John Smith, who was a delegate for Trump, Jack Jones, delegate for Trump, and Frank Miller, a delegate for Trump. So you would have to vote 3 times, 3 different people in your district to get the delegates to have Trump win. It's a very sort of confusing system. Now, here's where it gets into interesting territory. So what if one of those delegates was not named Frank Miller or John Smith, American, right? Well, what if the delegates was named Nabi Fakroddin? Well, it turns out there actually is a Nabi Fakroddin. That's what happened in Illinois' 6th district, where 4,000 Trump voters supported somebody named Paul Minch. They were unwilling to vote for Nabi Fakroddin. That allowed a Kasich delegate to go into the top 3. Now, something similar appears to have happened in Illinois' 13th district. Trump supporter Doug Hartman was the number 1 delegate with 31,937 votes. However, Trump delegate Raja Sadiq only got 24,103 votes. Now, he didn't get a lot of votes, and that allowed all 3 Ted Cruz delegates to get ahead, meaning Ted Cruz won that district. Interesting, huh? Now, the guy's name is Raja Sadiq. I wonder what a Trump supporter thought when he saw Raji Sadiq on the ballot. He sounds kind of Muslim-y. I ain't gonna vote for him. He's part of the Islams. I ain't gonna vote for that guy. Nabi Fakroddin, he sounds like one of them Muslim Kenyans, like Obama is. I ain't gonna vote for that guy. I ain't voting for him. Paul Minch, man, that's an American. A real American. Not like that Muslim. Yeah, and you know what Paul Minch also was? He was a John Kasich delegate. He wasn't for Trump. Now, who found this out? Well, apparently it's the Cook Political Report's Dave Wasserman first found this and pointed out the discrepancies last night. Now, in the Illinois loophole primary, and this is a tweet from Dave Wasserman, in the Illinois loophole primary, there's rampant evidence of Trump supporters gave fewer votes to Trump delegates with foreign-sounding names. So far, another tweet, I've found 2 clear examples where a foreign-sounding name cost Trump at least 1 delegate. Another tweet, this is big. Trump voters' aversion to candidates with foreign-sounding names cost him at least 2 delegates. Now, Wasserman also points out to a 3rd district where a Trump delegate, Taniqua Tolbert, got substantially less than her white peers, presumably. But Tolbert still managed to come in 3rd. That actually saved Trump a delegate. Who would have thought, man, that xenophobia and hate, the very things that Trump espouses at his rallies, would actually cost Trump some of the delegates that he would need to make America great again? It's ironic.